What's going on, everybody? It's AG here. We are officially a couple weeks out from week 1 of the college football season. So let's go ahead and preview Notre Dame and Texas A&M. This is a pretty good matchup here. And what jumps out to me from the get-go is the spread here. Texas A&M favored by 2.5. I realize they were hosting the game, but still, that's just a little odd to me. And usually Vegas knows something. I'll be honest. Usually it's pretty close to that. A&M's winning by like 1 or 3, basically, is what you usually see in this scenario. But Notre Dame, matchup predictor wise, looks like they're being picked 58% of the time. And again, this is a solid matchup here. The reason I'm mainly surprised by the spread, Notre Dame is a top 10 team this year. They are loaded. They have one of the top 5 defenses in the country. You've got Riley Leonard coming in at quarterback from Duke. They're going to be pretty good there. And I think they're a shoo-in to make the playoff. As for A&M, a lot of turnover here. But last year, really not a bad year. Their worst loss was to Miami. Other than that, though, they didn't lose to any team that wasn't a top 25 team. And even those losses were pretty close, to Alabama, to Ole Miss, to LSU, to Oklahoma State. Those were all pretty close games regardless. So they are talented. Despite what they lost in the portal when Jimbo Fisher left, they've got a lot of talent, though. Mike Elko comes in from Duke. He's a pretty good head coach. You've got a former Duke head coach versus former Duke quarterback here. Pretty interesting matchup from that perspective. And they had some success at Duke together. When Riley Leonard was healthy at Notre Dame, Duke was top 15 team, arguably, top 25, even almost, without him. But with him, top 15 team. So that's the real question mark with Notre Dame is, can Riley Leonard stay healthy for them this year? If he can, they'll make the playoff, I think. A&M, as talented as they are, kind of combining new coaching staff with some new players, I don't see it meshing together just yet. And Notre Dame is a tough test. Now, it is at Kyle Field at A&M, so that's going to give them a little bit of a boost here. But I think Notre Dame is just too much for them. Notre Dame, as you saw last year, they were pretty talented. I mean, they almost beat Ohio State. And so with everything A&M has going on, I'm going to lean Notre Dame. If they still had Jimbo Fisher as their head coach, A&M, not saying Jimbo Fisher is necessarily better than Elko. He is, but not saying that or anything. But if they still had him, if they still had that roster, I could lean A&M. I could even see A&M being a preseason top 10 team. But with all the turnover they have, I'm going to lead Notre Dame here, and I think they win it. Not a blowout or anything, but I would say by double digits probably. I think Notre Dame gets this one. Now, there are some question marks with Notre Dame, mainly being Marcus Freeman as their head coach. He's not quite on the hot seat yet, but if they do miss the playoff, I could see him kind of heating up, his hot seat heating up a little bit. But give me Notre Dame in this one. I think they are more seasoned, and I guess I'll say more talented, because that defense I think is going to be too much for Texas A&M, despite the hype Connor Weigman is getting at quarterback. But what do you think of this game? Who do you think wins and why? Let me know down in the comment section. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe.